Hi, I'm LaurieAnn, and thank you for that introduction. Yes, I've lived a very colorful life, and I've enjoyed every part of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the good, and the wonderful. I do believe my philosophy is the journey in life always takes you to where you belong. Ready? Okay, so that's a cute story. My mother was always interested in these things. So she had a book on handwriting analysis, and I read them. And actually, my first use of it was when I hired a caregiver for my children. I had three choices, and there were three pictures and three letters. And I did a handwriting analysis. And the funny thing is that pictures do not speak a thousand words. Handwriting speaks volumes. I ended up picking the one that the picture was least. I mean, she had purple hair, and it was like, you kind of going, hmm. Um, but through her handwriting, she was the best one that I felt would fit my children. Well, she was, and not only did she stay 1 year, she stayed with us for 2 years because she was learning English, so she came from Quebec, and it was watching. So the handwriting, one of them had different angles. So she would write left, upwards, straight up, and then right, which generally means that person, uh, their their mental capacity, they can become like depressed, internalized, and then they can be outward. I wanted someone consistent. And this lady's handwriting that I chose was very consistent, was very in the day, was very honest. There was all these characteristics that I wanted. And so, like I said, you can have pictures, you can look at it and say, this person looks nicer, but then you look at their handwriting, they may not be. So that was where it started. And then when I was running my auto repair shop, I was on the internet and came up with this handwriting university. And I went, wow, I want to know more about this. And so I pursued it and right up to my master's certification, which was just lovely. And I met so many lovely people through there. It's all online, and I did do a couple of trips to meet the people in person because they had conferences, which were just lovely. But yes, it was just a passionate, and I do believe that it's a worthwhile skill to have, whether you use it to make money or not. It's something that is transferable into so many aspects of life.
All right, Laura, thank you so much. So, what can someone's handwriting actually reveal about their personality, emotions, and behavior?
So, what does it reveal?
Yes.
Uh, so many things. So, uh, you can find out if somebody is very detailed, if somebody is more outward going, somebody who is an introvert, someone who's an extrovert. You can find out if they're a liar. You can find out about their self esteem. I mean, the character traits are like tremendous how much you can learn about them. Their physical drive, whether they're very, you know, active or whether they tend to be less so. These are all things that come up in handwriting. I love the O's are really important because if you have an O with a double loop, then you know you're dealing with a liar, and that's always good to know. Uh, and then the T bar on the T, depending on how high or low it is. If it's low across the T, that would mean somebody is struggling with self esteem. So yeah, it's fascinating and it's very accurate.
All right. That's actually wonderful that you can actually know someone's behavior from their handwriting. Wow, I never knew about that. So, this particular theory, has it been actually proven or is it all theory?
I'm sorry, you're asking if it's proven?
Yes, you said you can know someone's personality from their handwriting. Is it just theory or is it something that has been proven?
Oh, it's a lot of it is proven. Not 100%. At one point, I was learning about how you can actually sense it's like in the handwriting, it could show whether or not you have, like, let's say, arthritis or um, different illnesses. That is not proven 100%. But I mean, people question it, but it's not theory. It's based on neurological facts. It's known that even if you change your handwriting, you can change your life, really. Increase of the T bar will increase your self-esteem because your brain is kicking in and saying, yes, this is where I want to be. I believe it thoroughly, but it's not a theory. There has been proof that it is obviously something because even they use it for, um, you know, fraud, but they also use it in the police department. They will use handwriting to find out. So you can find, like, if you look at a criminal, their handwriting clearly shows some neurological defects, let's say, or some, how would I say this without being offensive or anything? Some mental issues that could cause them to move to the criminal side. And that shows in handwriting, which is amazing. Like you could see it if somebody's mind is not proper, you can actually see it in their handwriting.
Okay. So thank you so much. Uh, you are also a certified grapho-therapy. What is grapho-therapy for those who have not heard about it before, and how can changing the way we write help change the way we think or the way we behave?
Yeah, so this is what I was explaining with the T. So in grapho-therapy, it's very important that you know the person and know what to help them to change in their handwriting that will be of help to them and what not to have them change. So there may be certain characteristics that they can change the letter form and it will help them to change that. So like I said, the T bar, if they raise the T bar, it can actually help them increase their self-esteem. And I think there's also this cognizance of like understanding, oh my goodness, my T bar is down. That means there's something that is making me feel like my self-esteem is lowered. Let me raise it up. And so that connects with the brain. Same thing with like a T that has a big loop in it instead of a straight line up. That would show that somebody is afraid of criticism intellectually. If you close it up, you become more aware of the fact that, you know what, I don't know why I'm feeling this. So I think that there's a connection with the brain and the handwriting that once you correct certain elements of the characteristics showing that your brain will adjust to saying to actually correcting that characteristic. But again, there are certain things that are like defense mechanisms that you don't want to change because it keeps that person healthy to have those. So, I mean, even there's a joke, right? If it's a lawyer and they've got a double loop in the O, you don't want to change it because that's their career is to lie. So it's just a joke. But anyway.
Okay, thank you so much, LaurieAnn. So, after struggling with bulimia for nearly 30 years, what does life look like now as someone who has fully recovered?
Oh my goodness. Being fully recovered is the biggest gift I ever gave myself. It gives you freedom. Uh, and, I think one of the biggest things is that I was so um, introverted, so to speak, in that bulimia stage. And and I went against my values because you're constantly lying to people, pretending you don't have it. You're always hiding things, and I don't like doing that. So sitting down at a dinner with my family now is so relaxing, whereas before it used to be stressful. Running to food when I was stressed out or overwhelmed or overburdened by things, I don't have to do that anymore. It took time though to get used to that. Once you give up your bulimia, you have to deal with those situations of stress. But when you learn how to do that, it's literally the best gift ever to yourself is to, I always say, let go of your toxic best friend. It's not a friend, it's toxic. Get rid of them.
Okay, thank you, LaurieAnn. So, what finally helped you break free from bulimia after so many years?
Well, I think I'm one of the lucky ones. I know that some people struggle. I struggled for 30 years, but when I finally did give it up, it was through overnight. I lost my business. I was living with my sister, and she came to me one night and she says, I know you're still bulimic. We can hear you because, in the bathroom, as much as I tried to hide it. But she was very acutely aware of me having bulimia because I didn't hide it from her. But she says, I understand. I'm here. I love you. And it's like I said, the other story, it was like an epiphany. I sat there thinking, I don't have a business to worry about. Um, I had divorced, and I cut all the ties from my ex-husband. And I just thought, why are you doing this? You have, not that there should be any reason to do it, but I had nothing that tied to what was creating triggers for my bulimia. There were no more triggers left. And I thought, so why do you keep doing it? And I gave it up. Uh, like I said, the first 6 months to me, the most difficult part of it was being acutely aware of my emotions that I used to eat and throw up, and having to deal with those. But I thought the alternative was not an alternative, and it felt so wonderful giving it up. Uh, and my big thing too is after I gave up my bulimia is I promised to never diet again. There are no diets in my words. And it's sad because a diet is supposed to be something of what you eat. Like, do you eat nuts or do you eat this, that, and the other thing? That's your diet. But the society has made it into something that you diet to lose weight or you diet for this, that. It's not just what you eat. It's given it a whole different term. So I don't diet. What I eat is what I want to eat. And if I feel like a piece of chocolate, I'll have one. But the thing is, I don't crave overeating anymore. Like I don't crave doing that anymore. I have the one piece, it satisfies me and I move on. Now, having said that, I'm a lucky one because my recovery was a gift. And my sister being a big part of that, just speaking to me and giving me that epiphany. But there are a lot of people who do need ongoing help to be able to move forward and recover fully, which is why I have my podcast, is to offer those options of, will this work for this person better than this working for that person? And that's why there's so many options in my podcast for people who are struggling with bulimia. And if they can connect to one, I've served properly in offering them that option.
Okay, thank you so much for that particular offer. Thank you. So, through your book and your podcast, so what message do you want the people struggling with eating disorders to actually hear? What's the core message you want them to hear?
I want them to never give up on the belief that you can recover and recover fully. I think it's a little bit different, I think, with alcoholism versus bulimia. You can give up the alcohol. And a lot of times they say if somebody goes back to alcohol, they'll become an alcoholic again. With food, it's a different thing altogether. So don't give up and really try to make food your friend. And I think that's the important thing, is it's a friend. It's in what sense of the way? Enjoying it, just like you would when you get together with a friend, not something that overwhelms you. So they have to change their mindset, but really reach out to somebody, even if it starts with just a friend and a confidant. That's where it starts. Bulimia is one big hidden lie for most of them. When the lie comes out, it seems to free you a lot more. So I would say start with one person, whether it's a professional or whether it's a friend. Let it out. Talk about it. And that's the most important thing. You need to talk about it. That's what I would say.
All right. Here is my final question for you, LaurieAnn. If someone listening today feels stuck, whether in addiction, recovery, or rebuilding, and after loss, when they come to you, when they try to connect with you, what should they prepare themselves for?
Understanding and compassion and empathy. I mean, I've been there and I know how it feels. I have also some other specialists on my podcast who have been there. And just if they were to come to me, my biggest, and I have been in contact with some, is just be open, be honest, and tell me your story. And we go from there.
Right. Thank you, LaurieAnn. Thank you for sharing your incredible journey of resilience, reinvention, and recovery. The story is a powerful reminder that no matter how difficult the road has been, healing and new beginnings are always possible. So for those that would like to learn more about you, your books, handwriting analysis, definitely myself, I want to learn more about handwriting analysis. Although these days I hardly write on paper, I mostly type with the system and laptop, and there's no way you can know my behavior from the way I type, right?
True.
Okay. So for those that would like to learn more about handwriting analysis or the Bleep Bulimia Podcast, how can they do that?
Very simple. So we have the Bleep Bulimia. You can go to bleepbulimia.com. You can also look up Bleep Bulimia. It's on YouTube. And of course on every podcast station that you can find. Then the handwriting analysis, I've slowed down a little bit on that, but I'm more than happy to help anyone out. If anyone is interested in that, I really would recommend looking up Handwriting University. Bart Baggett is the one who started it. They have everything starting from a 101, which is the basics, and that even gives you a really good clue on the beginnings of handwriting. And then if you fall in love with it like I did, you can move on to the 301, then the 501, which is the certified master certification. But even the 101 is a really good one. That's where I would start if you're interested in learning more about handwriting. And it's pretty simple. It's just handwritinguniversity.com, if I'm not mistaken. And you can look up Bart Baggett. He's got some great books out there that I would definitely recommend. So They're on Amazon. You can find them anywhere. So Bart Baggett is BartBaggett, and he's the one that founded Handwriting University. So I would guide anyone who's interested in Handwriting University to there, because that really made a big difference in my life.
All right. Thank you so much, LaurieAnn. This has been a very wonderful episode. And thank you to all my audience as well. You guys make sure to check out our work. I'm sure all of you are fascinated. Most of you who don't know, just like me, are fascinated by our handwriting analysis. Check out our podcast if you struggle with eating, have some eating disorder as well. And check out our book. Thank you all so much for listening today. And LaurieAnn, do have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, and you too.